Hello, this is David from davidcliveprice.com. And this is the podcast edition of this week's Izai number 4, On the Track of the Past in Seoul. I was recently back in Seoul after publishing Phoenix Rising, a journey through South Korea. And like all authors after publishing a book, I wanted to find out if what I had discovered and written about almost a year ago still held true. Was this really Seoul? I stayed in a 4-star hotel in Myeongdong, near the cathedral where all the riots and protests against the military government took place in the 1980s, but also very close to the largely middle-class shopping district. The middle-class atmosphere of the shopping avenues hadn't changed much, except perhaps the district looked even more like an upscale shopping quarter in any country in the world. Designer shops, boutiques, Starbucks, international labels, department stores. What seemed to be missing was the feel of the traditional, rather eccentric, do-it-yourself Seoul I knew when I first lived there, and on many subsequent visits. It was the same in the hotel. A sort of international airport-style architecture and design had taken over. The tourist services were in place, but they were perfunctory and utilitarian. There was a distinct lack of character in the business lounge or hotel lobby, and much less of the rather nutty, barely English-speaking character of the Koreans I used to know in my traditional inns, the yogwan of the past, with their bedding on the heated floor and their often uproarious maids and tipsy male porters. To sum up, this area of Seoul had become not so much cutting-edge, the Seoul portrayed in many Korean movies and TV dramas, as boring. There was an old-fashioned theatre, yes, offering a Korean entertainment show for tourists in English. There were Korean-style barbecue restaurants, but the prices were very high for food that looked, frankly, like barbecued meat anywhere in the world. Searching for the authentic Korea. On that first day, I wandered around the area looking for something authentically Korean. A real hot spring spa and massage place, for example, of the kind I used to frequent, or perhaps a lively local bar offering soju, potato liquor, makgeolli, cloudy rice wine, and leek pancakes, pajeon, or a Buddhist-type restaurant with vegetarian side dishes called namul and kimchi. But I drew a blank. And so I took a deep breath and did what I always do in similar situations. I went on a hunt for the authentic. And thank goodness it was still there. Not very far away from the dull hotel and sleek avenues of Myeongdong, with its perfectly turned out white suit-wearing shoppers and moisturized young people with their cosmetically enhanced faces, we found the traditional Korea-style street market of Namdaemun, Southgate. All sorts of useful things for personal health or home use were on sale at Namdaemun. I bought a shopping trolley and a wooden back pounder with spikes from a very friendly amuse woman who showed me how to use it on various parts of my body to increase circulation. I bought t-shirts and cheap jeans. I ate Korean street snacks sitting on a low stool at a table in the middle of the road. I found a wonderful Korean medicinal shop with reasonably priced Korean red ginseng paste to take home. Beneath the surface. Later, I went to one of Seoul's most famous Buddhist restaurants, hidden in a back street near the Insadong Arts and Crafts Center. Here, I was served 28 vegetarian dishes in a traditional inn stuffed with historical and artistic Koreana, and a bit of Myanmarama in the shape of Burmese puppets. The dishes were exquisite and included my favorite spicy todok root, like marinated ginseng, and a sour plum wine that I ordered twice. Continuing on my Buddhist way, I found the main Chogyam temple of Seoul in its dusty courtyard, where I went and prostrated myself many times in front of the golden shining face of Buddha, alongside many female supplicants. They didn't bat an eyelid at the presence of a white foreigner in their midst. They made smiling room for me on the matted floor as the priest intoned the sutras and the bell rang out in rhythm with Buddha's teachings. What a relief! Seoul still existed beneath the veneer of international sophistication and the heavy mantle of being Asia's most innovative capital for fashion, IT, and design. Yes, it has all these things, as I say in my book, but as I also say in Phoenix Rising, the most extraordinary characteristic of South Koreans is their ability to look both forward and back simultaneously. They do not forget where they come from. If you want to do business in Korea, you must learn this essential key to developing Korean relationships and business partnerships. I'd love to hear from you if you have tips or comments about doing business in Korea, or indeed in other parts of Asia. You can leave them at my blog, www.davidcliveprice.com/blog. And of course, please subscribe if you want more on-the-ground intel like this. Just add yourself to the subscription box on www.davidcliveprice.com. And you can also subscribe to this podcast on iTunes.